been making some of the front pages of the world's international press. Carla Vesterheide is here to go through some of the papers. Good morning, Carla.
Good morning.
So I guess, well, I can see it. We are talking, well, let's start with the Washington Post. No, the International Herald Tribune, why not?
International Herald Tribune, sorry. It's been all in the news. The US security guidelines require to take a closer look at people from 14 different countries, including Pakistan, Nigeria, Yemen, among others. Some of these guidelines have been accepted by other countries now that are also accepting these 14 countries as, okay, we're going to take a closer look, so when they pull out their passport, they get to skip security lines and get their own special room type thing. But the officials are saying this is really offensive. Officials from those countries are saying this is really offensive, and why us, and so on and so forth. This comes at the same time the Washington Post reports that the US is trying to kind of update their no-fly list. No-fly list being a list of passengers that are not allowed to take the plane. The list is generated by using racial and religious not stereotyping, but profiling. The problem is if somebody's named Hannah Huckster that has, a scary profile, and they're saying, okay, we don't want him taking a plane, well, you won't be either. I'm sorry, you're stuck in Paris.
Huckster that you know of? But anyway, yeah.
Who knows, who knows? The problem is actually that a lot of congressmen and even babies, they generally don't plan terrorist attacks at that young age, are on that list. Now, the author of this article says that there should be some type of way that passengers can check this before actually taking a flight if they are on this list. Now, he doesn't ask for a website, it's not something that public, but he says they should be able to go to the airport security office, to embassies, things like that, and actually check if they're on that list, saying that the people that are actually dangerous generally try to avoid those places. So it's a good way to...
Okay. All right, so we've got also we're talking about political campaigning already underway in the United Kingdom.
Yes, the Independent reports insult and spit, the election starts. It's an editorial, and the author of the editorial says that so far they just have been yelling each other, spinning and unspinning each other's comments and so on, because the author says that taxes and public spending are a big issue this year, but neither of the parties, in his eyes, actually has a view of these, of what's going on or of what they're going to do. They have no plan on how to reduce the deficit. Same with what's, Britain and the world. They have 9,000 troops abroad, somewhat around there. And, neither really has said anything, said what they're going to do. And the author says it's actually really sad. Election time should be the time to talk about important issues like this. They do have 4 months, so 4-month-long campaign, and then we'll see.
It's perhaps worth pointing out the Independent is exactly as it says it is. It's independent. Some of the papers in Britain, certainly some of the broadsheets, have stated their political allegiance to, for example, the Conservatives or the Labour, whereas the Independent has always, at this point, stayed independent. So that's the Independent's coverage. Right, so shall we move to other stories? What's this about the widow of resistance?
The widow of resistance. It's the World Online that's reporting this. Frey van Moltke, a 98-year-old German that was, during World War II, fighting the Nazis as a part of a resistance movement. She has died at the age of 98 of a viral infection. Her husband, Helmut James von Moltke, was actually the one who set or co-founder of this anti-Nazi resistance movement, one of the many that there were, and they used their estate, they're Dutch and Duchess, they used their estate to actually hold these meetings in 42 and 43. Now, he was actually condemned to death. He was actually executed for being part of this movement. She was arrested on some bogus excuse in 1944, and their estate was then used to actually hold the Mass of Reconciliation between Poland and Germany at the end of the war.
Okay, so sad news there that she has passed away. Herald Sun, we actually haven't got that much time, so let's go quickly through some of these.
It says smacking your child can actually make your child happy and more successful. Personally, my parents never laid a hand on me. But they're quoting in a study done in Michigan that's saying that out of 2,600 students, 75% that were smacked between the age of 2 and 6 actually were successful at this point. These are middle school students, so around 15. But they are saying also that careful, if you smack your child or hit your child after the age of 12, it can have negative effects. And, the Australian childhood agencies or foundations have come out right away. It's like, hitting a child, bad idea.
What, just the Australians?
No, but the Herald Sun is an Australian newspaper.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Hence, they are quoting the Australian Children's Foundation.
Okay. All right, well, thank you very much for that, Carla. That was up then our international press review. Quick reminder, at 9:15, some of the main stories that we're following for you here at France 24's Morning Edition.